Good morning to one and all. In today's class, we'll discuss a generalized binary receiver for a non-coherent orthogonal modulation and a quadrature receiver equivalent to either one of the two matched filters with index I is equal to 1 and 2. Brief introduction or discussion of this will do, and derivation part is not included according to the syllabus, but we'll discuss as what they have given in the textbook. Here first we'll consider this on the carrier phase. We know that the carrier phase is unknown when the received signal is x of t, because we don't know the phase of the received signal. That is non-coherent detection technique. So here the first part, that is first figure in this diagram, has the 2 degrees of freedom in phase and the quadrature phase. According to the non-coherent receiver first diagram, that has a total of 4 noisy parameters. So because all four we don't know the phases and all are identically distributed, and these 4 noisy parameters have a sample values as denoted as x1 of I, x1 of q, and x2 of I, and x2 2 of q. The first two account for degrees of freedom associated with the upper path, and the later two account for the degrees of freedom associated with the lower path of the this figure. Filter match to S2 and filter match to S1, and envelope detector and envelope detector 2. Because we don't know this phases the received signal, the because of that we assume these things. And the receiver of figure A has a symmetric structure, meaning that the probability of choosing S2 of t given that S1 of t was transmitted is the same as the probability of choosing S1 of t given that S2 of t was transmitted. So this is the probability of error you may consider here. If S1 is transmitted, the receiver may wrong to go and select S2 as the received signal, and vice versa. Both probabilities are same here. In other words, the average probability error may be obtained by transmitting S1 of t and the calculating the probability of choosing S2 of t, or vice versa. It is assumed that the original binary symbols, and therefore S1 of t and S2 of t are equiprobable. Suppose let signal S1 of t is transmitted for the interval of t is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to t. An error occurs if the channel noise W of t is such that the output L2 of the lower path is greater than the output L1 of the upper path. Then the receiver decides in favor of S2 of t rather than the S1 of t. To calculate the probability of error so made, we must have the probability density function of the random variable L2, represented in by sample value of L2 here. Since the filter in the lower path is matched to S2 of t and S2 of t and S2 of t is orthogonal to the transmitted signal S1 of t, it follows that the output of this matched filter is due to the noise alone. Let xi1 of 2 and x2 of q denote the in phase and quadrature components of the match filter. The output in the lower path of is is the from the equivalent structure depicted here when for I is equal to 2. So we can write that is the length of L2 is given by the L2 is equal to square root of x I in phase 2 square plus x of q of 2 square. Geometric interpretation of the two path outputs L1 and L2 in the generalized non-coherent receiver, that is given by f of x of 1 2 I2 is equal to 1 divided by square root of n into n naught by exponential of minus xi of 2 square divided by n naught. So this figure shows the geometric interpretation of the two path outputs L1 and L2 in generalized non-coherent detection. And similarly, we have the value of f of x of q of 2, that is x of q of 2 is equal to 1 divided by square root of pi into n naught exponential minus this minus x q2 of square divided by n naught. So next we use the well-known property that is presented in a stochastic process, the envelope of the Gaussian process represented in polar form is Riemann distributed and independent of the phase theta for a situation, and therefore we define it, that is variable L2 whose sample value is L2 is related to these two functions has been following probability density function, that is f L of 2 is equal into bracket L2 is equal to 2 L2 by n naught exponential of minus L2 square by n naught. L2 is greater than or equal to 0, otherwise it is 0. So these derivations having some predefined formulas and all. So just here we consider these and will derive this equation. Next, calculation of the conditional probability that L2 is greater than L1, given that this L1, the conditional probability of error, that is L1 to L2 is shown here, that is L1 is equal to will get, that is probability of L2 is greater than L1 by at L1 is equal to integration of L1 to infinity f of L2 of I2 into dl2. Similarly, p of L2 is greater than this exponential is reduced to, by integrating the above function will get exponential of minus L1 square by n naught. And similarly you can calculate also the value of L1, that is equal to square root of x I1 square plus x q1 square. Then we'll go for simplification of this or substituting the values of these two in these equations, and finally we'll get this the probability of the occurrence just described is as probability of error when x1 I1 or xq1 at exponential of this is equal to exponential minus x of I1 square plus x of q square 1 divided by n naught. So by simplifying all these equations, so these are more complex derivation part, so don't worry much about this. Anyhow, we don't have to derive this equation. The only thing is here they will ask the block diagrams what we have shown, two type of receivers, non-coherent receivers, about that they will ask, and only thing is the error probability of this function considering all the above equations is obtained by considering the Gaussian distributed variable with the mean of this and the variance of n naught by 4, and recognizing the fact that the total area under the curve of the random variable probability density function is unity. The identity of the follows as special, thus in the light of these two identities, this reduces to the probability error of this is equal to pe half into exponential of minus e by 2 n naught, which is the desired result presented in our previous sections also. With this formula at our disposal, we are ready to consider the non-coherent binary FSK and DPSK as a special cases, which we do in the next order. So here we'll stop this discussion, and the more derivation part is given here. Then derivations are a lot of assumptions they will do, or pre-derived equations directly they have taken and come to the conclusion. According to our syllabus, they have mentioned the derivation part. Only thing we have to remember the final error equation if they ask to calculate some problems on this. Otherwise, The explanation of these two block diagrams and some derivation part is very very important. This the different types of non-coherent receivers are very important topic here. Theoretical concept we need to explain, and remaining two topics we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.